musicians and Chevy Anthony. He wrote a lot of good music, played a lot of good stuff. This is one of his songs. Mighty fine.
Check 1, 2.
Yeah, all right. This is called The Foothills of Home. I stand dead on the mountain, from the foothills and boys where I want to play, where I stood falling knocks and learned by my sons. Many thought that he'd turn me today. Now Dad is no longer with us. Meantime, Mother just passed away. I'll leave the things that I love dearly, and behind but they'll slowly fade away. I think the rain thought us that were shattered. Maybe it would bring fear to any eye. But most I remember and older. In those days long since gone by. Now Dad is no longer with us. In time Mother Jim passed away. I'll leave the things that I love dearly, and behind the foothills slowly fade away. They both said, son, always remember that we tried to teach you well. You're right and always be humble. You just be what goes and tell. Now Dad is no longer with us. In time Mother Jim passed away. I'll leave the things that I love dearly, and behind the foothills slowly fade away. And behind the foothills slowly fade away. All right, thank you. Thank you, that's fun. That's fun. It's fun to play here with this all-star band, too. We ought to let you know who we are real quick. Over on this end of the stage, that's Bob Higginbotham from Jacksonville, Florida area. And back to back, Florida's favorite bass player, this is Barbara Johnson. Over here on the 5-string banjo, we have an uncle of mine. His name is John Hedgecoth from Nashville, Tennessee.
Mandolin and guitar, Red Henry. We know him, we love him.
Mighty fine. You know, I think every set here at the Will McLEAN Festival ought to include a song that was written by Will himself. And several years ago, Chris and I recorded an album of promotion folk music, and this is one of the songs. You know, Will wrote so many songs about the state of Florida, and this is the song he wrote about the very first electrocution in the state of Florida. Well, you see, a man had been sentenced to hang, but the law changed in the meantime. They took him down to regular prison where the new electric chair had been set up. And at the appointed day and hour, they took him into the chamber, strapped him to the electric chair, put a hood over his face, and then, for 45 minutes, The prison warden and the county sheriff argued with each other about which one of them had the job to pull the switch and send the man into eternity. At the conclusion of this disgraceful confabulation, an early ACLU type stopped in there wearing a pair of John Denver walking stompers, carrying a bowler granola in one hand and a stack of law books into the other, and informed these two clods that written into the new law, there was a certain maximum amount of time anybody could be kept waiting for his electrocution. They had far exceeded that. There was nothing they could do but take him out of the electric chair, send him back to his prison cell, and keep him there. And that's how the first electrocution in the state of Florida ended. We're not exactly eat up with liberals in here. The Ballad of Abraham Washington. 1, 2. First name Abraham. The judge said he'd ride a rope into the promised land. But before he met his fateful doom, the hanging ball was dead. They took him down to Town to the electric chair instead. They strapped him to that electric chair, and there while he was waiting, the warden and the county sheriff were talking and debating which one of them should throw the switch and send that man to hell. But no decision could be reached in prison, he must dwell. They took him from that electric chair, his sweat had turned to blood. They told him that his life was spared, and from his eyes did flood the salty tears of gratefulness. What happened to all men? And there on his knees he made a vow to never sit again. John Hedgecoth. One day the prison gang did ride on past his fair and green, where a mother and her little child walked happy and serene. But suddenly a vicious bull did charge that frightened wife, and Abraham, he jumped the fence and saved that woman's life. The baby too. A poet fool for Washington, his first name Abraham, who made a vow to never sit again upon this land. The last accounts of Washington, the day was cold and wet. They said, "Hey, have you kept your vow?" He said, "I ain't said yet." Abraham Washington, Will McLEAN. Tell you what, John, it's time for you to sing a number on this program. Why don't you tell the folks the name of the song so we'll all know what it is?
Well, I used to dedicate this to the little dog that my wife and I had back in Nashville. She passed away, but we still love her. Her name was Button, so we'll send this out to Button's memory and everybody that has a pet. It's an old tune called "I'm Walking the Dog." I'm a walking dog, I ain't never blue. I'm a walking dog, I ain't thinking about you. I don't need the one to tie me down. I'm a walking dog, and I make the town such an easy life I never knew until the day that I let you. I'm a carefree lad, I've seen the light. I'm a walking dog, all the day and all night, now to play. Well, I'm full of pep, I just can't grow old. I got a one-track mind, so I've been told. I'm fantasy free, no worries, no how. life. I'm a walking dog, all day and all night.
All right, John Hedgecoth, walking back
Thank you,
home.
thanks folks, appreciate that. All right, Red has got a fiddle tune here. It's on one of his many albums, CDs
Yes,
now.
no, this is a good opportunity to tell them about some of those. Well, what can I say? John drove down here from Nashville, and I drove down here from Northern Virginia, where we live now, and he came all the way from Winter Park, and so we have. It's time for merchandise. We do have quite a number of CDs in Margaret, all the way from McIntosh. Several Red Henry CDs. We've had here before Elton Creek. That's the number we'll play when we finish up here. Cold Frosty Morning. This is a. Thank you. This is a CD of old-timey music, and we're just going to play you one of these tunes right now. And we got the Red and Chris Centerville Road CD2. We have four of Christopher's CDs with us. We've had so many people ask about them, and we've got about two that we've never had here before. We do have his Making My Way to You CD from a few years ago, which is superb. We've got his I'm Gonna Wait on Jesus CD from about a year ago. And see there, it's highly recommended. Thank you. And we also have the Chris and Sarah CD, which just came out. It's hot off the press. It's good stuff. And we'll sure appreciate it if you come over and take some of these home with you. Remember, it's never too early to shop for Christmas. This is an old-timey number that we've been playing for a couple of years now. And anybody feels like getting up and doing a little bit of and treat yourself to some entertainment. This is called Rock the Cradle Show.
What can you do?
Can't up, oh, can't up, yeah, can't up in the morning. What you gonna do when the baby cries? Rock that cradle, Josie. Rock that cradle, Josie. Rock that cradle slow. Rock that cradle, Josie. Rock that cradle low. Rock that cradle, Josie. Rock that cradle high. Rock that cradle, Josie. Don't make that baby cry. One more. Let's see how we're doing on time. Well, we have a special number here now. This is Bob Higginbotham, our old picket buddy. I guess we've known him for almost 50 years. Been playing music with him all that time. And he has a very sophisticated musical ability. I want him to sing a real pretty song for you now. Hey, would you like to mention the name of this tune?
Yeah, this is one we're going to do for Red's mother,
My sister.
John's sister.
Yeah.
She left us last year this time. That's one reason we weren't here. And this is one she always asked me to do. One of the few she asked me to do. She asked
loved
me
your
not
singing.
to do a number of them. But
No, not
this is
true,
one she
not
asked.
true. She loved your singing, Dave.
It's called Colors. true loves have in the morning when we rise. In the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love this. Green is the color of the sparkling corn in the morning when we rise. In the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love this. Freedom is a word I rarely use without thinking, without thinking, all the times I love this. Come on, John, give me some. Is the color of my true love's hand in the morning when we rise. In the morning when we rise, that's the time, that's the time I love this. That's the time, that's the time I love this. Musical instruments here, Red. One to the other.
Okay, you know we have enough time in our set now to do another Will McLean song. This is a song he wrote following on the capture of the Indian war chief Osceola under a flag of truce after conspicuous showings of bad faith on both sides of the Second Seminole War. Now, Will recorded this song and he had Paul Champion and Gamble Rogers playing guitar on it. And they all took a trip up to Greenwich Village in New York. And while they were there, they were going to go see Pete Seeger. Will was going to meet him. So they went to the recording studio where Pete was that day. And Pete met Will, and Will met Pete. And it was like they had known each other their whole lives. And Will had brought along a little 5-inch reel with this song on it, its upcoming Florida Sand album. And that the engineer, he strung it on a big old Ampex 351 tape recorder and pressed play. And that music started coming out of the studio speakers. Pete Seeger lay down on the floor and closed his eyes and listened to that song all the way through. And when it was over, he said, you know, I think that's the prettiest music I ever heard. And I can't play guitar, or even two of us can't play guitar like Paul Champion and Gamble Rogers playing together. We'll do what we can. Osceola's last words. 1, 2. Down at St. Augustine, Chief Osceola, for his people and his chosen land, his body had not slept. Then Wildcat said, oh Chief, I beg you go with me, stand against our mortal foe. place ere I die. Wildcat brother to the grassy water, take the Seminole. There no white man can invade to leave us lying dead and cold. I shall not live among such evil men who mark the sign of truce, this flag of white, and honor not their given sacred word. My name shall be the light that shines in every warrior's soul. In dark and heaven reaches, they shall never drive us from our land, nor drain our blood like leeches. My spirit walks above you die, and those of you who always will remain upon this blood-stained, blessed flowered land, must fight and fight again. My spirit longs because of you die, and those of you always will remain upon this blood-stained, blessed flowered land. Let's fight and fight again. Osceola's last words are the old man. I'll tell you what, we've got time for a song here that's one I learned from Wendell Merritt. Wendell Merritt used to host wonderful picking parties back in the 1960s. And he used to sing this. It was a magical moment, folks, out on the lake when Wendell would get the bass and sing this song. Well, it's a song that has to do with one of the most legendary characters in American politics. Big Christian gentleman Jim Folsom of the sovereign state of Alabama. Now, when that old boy determined he was going to run for governor, all his political enemies caucused in Montgomery and then spread out all over the state of Alabama in one vast man-swarm gaggle of Arcadian underachievers, attempting to uncover some piece of unpleasant evidence, some bit of sinister innuendo with which to besmirch Big Jim's pristine political and social reputation. Well, as it turned out, they needed to look no farther than the Sylvan community of Coleman, Alabama, where in a paternity suit filed in that vicinity, it was pointed out there had just been born irrefutable evidence of Big Jim's involvement in a non-domestic situation. So they went back to Montgomery and wrote this song and put it on a 78 RPM record. Remember those about that big around? Sent one to every radio station in the state. Pretty soon they had everybody in Alabama singing the song. Big Jim Folsom, no mean politician himself, immediately took the song for his own campaign and was swept into office on the wings of the melody. Twice. This particularly gives us some idea of the qualities the Alabama electorate prizes most highly in its gubernatorial officials. Big Jim Folsom. She was poor, but she was honest. Victim of a rich man's whim. When she met that Christian gentleman, Big Jim Folsom, and she had a child by him. Now he sits in the legislature, making laws for all mankind, while she walks the streets of Coleman, Alabama, selling grapes from her grapevine. Ethnic ecologists know that line is the best one in 20th century North American folk literature. It was written by the Young Republicans Club of Dothan, Alabama in 1946. Both of them. She was poor, but she was honest. Victim of a rich man's whim. When she met that Christian gentleman, big she folds the man she had. The child by him. It's the rich that gets the glory. It's the poor that bear blame. It's the same this whole world over. It's a low down and a rotten shame. Oh, it's a low down and a rotten shame. Well, folks, we got one more for you here. Let me get the mandolin and we'll see what we can do.
That was really well done, Red. Thank you for that. You brought that to life right before my eyes. I don't think we're seeing it.
Well, I'm highly flattered. We have here a homemade instrumental number. This is the title song of the CD of the same name. We brought out a few years ago. John's going to play the banjo, dig the guitar, I'll do what I can. Remember, Barbara Johnson on the bass fiddle. We'll be back with you tomorrow for a set over at the Azalea stage.
Don't forget the mandolin workshop.
And don't forget, that's right, everybody who plays the mandolin, if you play a mandolin, if you know somebody who plays the mandolin, come out to the mandolin workshop. It's at 11:30 tomorrow at workshop number 1 over there, whichever tent that is. We're all going to have a good time. Meanwhile, do come by and visit the CD stand. The festival store is going to be pretty next to that speaker right there out in the walkway. We'll appreciate it. This is called Helton Creek.